Okay, it looks like DJ dropped off. Of Lions Learning Lounge. Of course, this is a platform where we all gather to learn and improve our knowledge, get impacted, and we learn how to better develop ourselves and render the service we're called to render. We have held 2 editions before now, starting in July. We had another one in August. This is the 3rd session. For today's session, we have a facilitator that is very, very at home with the topic that we're handling today. But before I invite our facilitator, may I please invite my district governor, Lion Mary Ono, PMJF, NLCF, for her opening remark. My DG, ma.
Good evening, my GLT. Trainers, but most importantly, my Lions. It's always a pleasure to be here. Today, it's a topic that's particularly passionate about branding. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot and sharing ideas with you all. I thank you for coming on out of your busy schedule to be here. And I look forward to an amazing session as always. Thank you, my GLT.
Thank you, my dear. Fellow Lions, today we have a facilitator that is quite knowledgeable. Our facilitator today is Lion Joyce Akpata, PMJF, NLCF. Lion Joyce is a lawyer and international development professional. She holds an MBA from Durham University Business School and has also attended several professional and personal development courses. She is a member of Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, UK, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, and also an alumni of Lagos Business School and Harvard Kennedy School. Lion Joyce is dedicated, dynamic, and hardworking, and she has a penchant for service. Because of her penchant for service, you see her being active in charitable and volunteering events. She joined Lions Club in 2014, and she has served in various capacities, including club treasurer, club secretary, president, zone chairperson, region chairperson. She's served as SA to DG on social media. She's been a district cabinet secretary. She's been a district marketing communication chairperson. She's served as NLCF chairperson and district global leadership team coordinator. Lion Joyce is also a graduate of RLLI, ALLI, the Faculty Development Institute, FDI, and a certified Lions instructor. She has received several awards, excellence awards. Lion Joyce is currently serving as a District 404A3 LCIF coordinator. Fellow Lions, please join me as I welcome Lion Joyce Akpata to deliver today's lecture. Lion Joyce, please.
Thank you very much, my DGLT, for that warm introduction and welcome. Good evening, my district governor, fellow Lions. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to share this evening, and it's good to have all our regulars. I've seen a couple of people that have been consistent in joining our Learning Lounge, month after month since inception. I would appreciate if the host would grant me access to be able to share my screen, because I'm unable to do that now. All right, so while I'm waiting for the host, just to speak to what we are discussing today, branding for impact. And the whole idea is, how do we as Lions create a very compelling image that would drive membership growth and also community engagement? Let me try again. Okay, great. Please, can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm trying to get it to presentation mode. All right. So I'll just turn off my camera so that it doesn't affect the bandwidth. But Lion Chinyelu, please, if you can just help me monitor the chat box in case there are any messages that I needed to respond to. All right, so like I said, we're looking at branding for impact. We do know that for us as Lions, that is a critical component of what we strive to achieve in today's world. How do we accelerate and enhance visibility of our activities, given the fact that with increased visibility, we are able to attract new membership and also partnerships as well. We do have a Mission 1.5 challenge, and I'm sure we've heard so many, charges or call to action towards increasing membership. And of course, that's very, very important. And how we present ourselves to a very large extent would also, shape how people see us. And you all agree with me that perception is very key. And if we want to tell our story, if we want to showcase the impact we're making, if we want to attract new members, then it's important that we are very spot on in terms of our visibility. And we're just going to look at today, how do we tell our story? Why is branding, especially leveraging on social media, essential? What are the basic principles that should guide our engagement or interactions, and what tips and tools are available that we can easily leverage on as Lions, to amplify our visibility? And speaking to this, I'm looking at it from two levels. From a personal level, as an individual, each one of us as a Lion is an ambassador of our association. So I want us to ask ourselves, how am I projecting myself? Because your personal brand would also rub off on the association. So are you one who upholds the principles, the code of ethics, promote the purpose of our association? Or are you one that in your daily interactions does not even take into consideration some of those ethics or what we stand for? Imagine someone who, for one reason or the other, has perhaps had a very negative experience engaging with a Lion. You would agree with me that that person would not consider being a member. And you can be very sure that anywhere that person hears Lions, it's going to be like, you don't want to be associated with those people. They are not trustworthy, or they do lack integrity. So it's important that as we interact in our daily lives, in our businesses, in our professional lives as well, we uphold our code of ethics and, maintain appropriate conduct, because that is important. Also, when we brand ourselves as Lions, you also inspire others. So there's some Lions that once you look at any of their social media pages, you already know this person is a lion. You know, you see lions who consistently post about service on their social media, and many times you hear positive feedback stories because other people who perhaps are friends or family or members of their network have seen these service activities or initiatives championed by Lion and have asked to be part of and have eventually become members. So for us as Lions, are we telling our stories on our own personal level, you know, or are we just circulating information or these stories within Lions? My DG will always say, stop preaching to the converted, you know. So as we engage on our own personal level, let us be ambassadors of the association. Then when we come to club level, it's important that for every club, you know, you project a very strong brand. And that's in itself an avenue for you to attract members, to attract partners, to attract donors, and also to strengthen your credibility within the communities that you serve. You know, and when that is very clear in your communities, they know you. Some communities, when they see lions passing by, because they've seen in your yellow jacket, oh, they're greeting, ah, lion, lion. Or people will say, ah, the club that is always carrying out eye screening. Or in some cases, you know, ah, this is the club that built a toilet for us in our community. How are you engaging and building your brand within the communities that you serve? You know, that's why we're very big on, if you carry out, say, a community project, are you branding it with the Lions colors and your club name? That in itself is a way for the community to be able to identify, you know, your unique brand. And, you know, it's important that we are consistent in this. And no doubt, you know, when people know you, when they've seen the impact that you make, and when, because of your being very deliberate about being visible and projecting your image, then that consistency eventually translates into recognition and, of course, ultimately trust. So consistency is very key. Anywhere people see blue and yellow, because you have been projecting those Lions colors, you know, you would see that you're associated with those colors and the brand collaterals, yeah? Then how do we develop a strong brand identity? That is very, very critical, you know? And I will start from a personal level. As a Lion, do you have your own personal Lion story? What is your why story? Why did you join? Why have you remained a Lion? You know? When you meet someone, what do you say? What story do you give behind your being a Lion? We always talk about the fact that you should have a ready-made elevator pitch that you can easily tell about why you are a Lion. For some people, they would say, I joined Lions because I wanted to give back. And for some, they'll say, I stayed because of the family I found in service. Some people, it might be the spouse. Some people might say, oh, it has helped me build my business because it's a strong network. I mean, imagine our numbers. And if, for instance, you're marketing a particular product and, you know, you put it out to Lions. So people are Lions for different reasons, but you have to have a very strong story that would be able to appeal to others as well, especially if you are seeking to have them join the association. Professionalism in conduct is very, very key as well, because that is part of developing a very strong brand identity. If you live by our code of ethics, I always say that's almost like a life principles. If every one of us as Lions is able to live by our code of ethics, I'm sure our communities would be better, and indeed our nation, you know, because I mean, that impact would have a way of cascading across different sectors. So it's important that you're known for integrity, you're known for professionalism, you're known for adding value and not known for negatives, because again, like I said earlier, that would just taint our brand. Then for a club, how are you able to establish perhaps a signature project that people would instantly associate with your club? I mean, in years past, we've been promoting our specialty clubs, and aside the specialty clubs, we've seen certain clubs that carry out some signature projects year in, year out, and that becomes part of their identity. So easily, when perhaps they want to raise funds, people already know because they have been consistent, they have built credibility, and that has helped drive their identity. Yeah, that's also key. And of course, using the Lions brand consistently. Our district governor this year has been very, insistent on the fact that, look, we don't want clubs projecting different logos or even the DG logo. Project the Lions logo so that we don't even end up confusing our communities or our audience. So sometimes when you see some flyers, especially maybe investiture presentations, when you see the array of logos on the flyer, on the card, you wonder. And sometimes the president's or club logo or the DG logo is even bigger than the Lions logo. Some might even just put the Lions logo in one corner that is completely hidden. So it's important that we are consistently promoting the Lions brand, and we'll see a bit of that as we progress. Yeah. And I want to just delve a bit into why telling our story matters. I always give an example of the fact that, like for those who are Christians, in the Bible, they say when your right hand is, your left hand should not know what your right hand is doing. Yeah. But in our case, that is different. We need to amplify our service because we depend on goodwill and donations to carry out the service, a large chunk of what we do. So if you do not tell your story, how will people support you? They won't know that you're there. They won't know the impact you're making, and they cannot align, even if they do have interest. And for me, I think telling our story just further enhances or strengthens our brand and also strengthens our credibility. Yeah. Because I mean, if you're in a community and you carry out activities and you don't brand them, or they don't see you when you're carrying out activities in your Lions jacket, they just don't know who you are, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Consistently showcasing what you do connects the work that we do to the communities that we serve. So it's important. And in today's world, social media is a tool that we can leverage on because it helps us at minimal cost to engage with a large audience and spend a fraction of what we would typically spend if we were using traditional media. So it's important that we are very deliberate about that. And again, if we don't tell our story, someone would help you tell, or no one will, or someone will help you tell it in a wrong way. So it's better for you to blow your own trumpet and showcase what you are doing. Like I said, it would only result in consistently building trust and enhance credibility for us. And of course, that will lead to increased membership, potential partnerships as well. I mean, I've seen organizations that have sought out Lions Club because they have seen branded projects that Lions have carried out that align with the strategic objectives of these organizations, and they have in turn come to support or partner with Lions. And most importantly, it also helps people remember what we do. Yeah, a lot of time people associate us with our global causes because they consistently see us showcasing impact in those areas. And lastly, of course, if people do not see what you do, if they don't understand or appreciate what you do, you cannot inspire them to join and serve. And I've realized that in today's world, many people are looking for ways to serve, and they are looking for credible organizations like ours, you know, to join, to enhance their service. As we always say, there's power in collective. So the more we inspire others to join through showcasing or telling our story, the greater our impact would be. Yeah. And in doing so, there's certain key principles that we should always have at the back of our minds to help enhance what we do. First is share impactful stories. Let the stories be about what you have done. Quality and consistency is key. Utilize visuals that are appealing, you know. Showcase data. If, for instance, you are doing a campaign around diabetes, or you're trying to raise funds around diabetes, and you say, oh, statistics has shown that 35% of Nigerian adults are battling type 2 diabetes, you can be sure that would catch people's attention. Yeah. And if, for instance, in trying to tell your story, you also make reference to the impact that you've made. 2 weeks ago, District 14483 Nigeria was in Ijede community to provide support to 150 flood victims. You know, people are able to relate with the statistics you're giving. Yeah, so that's very, very key. We need to nurture our brand identity. That's important because you build it with your consistency. And of course, I talked about digital presence earlier, and I'll speak more to it so that we can leverage on that. And also always target your content to fit the audience you're seeking to reach. And it's important, yeah, to be very deliberate when you're creating content, you know. So when I talk about statistics, you don't just throw the statistics at people's faces, but you also use it in a storytelling way that would be able to be more relatable and appeal to your audience. So for instance, you know, you want to speak to work that we do in communities. You can say last year, instead of saying last year we reached 10,000 people with solar lights, you know. When you're couching it as a story, you might now read something like, oh, when the solar lights came on in the village, at first all you saw was a glow. Then the children came out playing, neighbors talking, and the day stretched a little longer. People will easily remember what you've created around your story. Sometimes maybe you want to show a before or after, or something that is, you know, a bit of a contrast. If, for instance, you had donated perhaps maybe you have donated irrigation materials. Sorry, I work in the agricultural space, so that easily comes to mind here. Maybe you've donated irrigation material equipment to a community, you know. And when I'm trying to create a contrast and telling it like a story, I might say something like, right now, many farmers rely on rains that no longer come on time. Imagine instead if they had simple, affordable irrigation so that harvest wouldn't be left to chance, you know? So that is kind of a story, and it appeals to most people than you just reeling out some data to those people. Yeah, share pictures. And when I say pictures or videos, please, high quality. You know, everybody now, we all have smartphones, and everybody is a photographer and a videographer, but ensure the quality of what you're sharing is top notch. And also utilize testimonials. So for beneficiaries of a lot of your projects or your activities, you know, once in a while, also get them to say a few words or write down certain testimonials that you can also use, you know, when you are engaging or sharing impact stories. That's very, very important. And well, on digital platforms, it's important that we use hashtags as well, because with the hashtags, it's easy for you to be found. Someone is playing with my screen, I can see markings. So utilize hashtags, relevant hashtags, so that you know, your story can easily be found by people who perhaps are looking for, if anyone is looking for maybe vision screening, and they do a search for a hashtag on vision screening, your club, or if it's your personal story, it will pop up, and you know, people are able to see, oh, these guys do this, we can partner with them, or I can support this. And lastly, also encourage your members to share a lot of this on their personal platforms, and you know, on social media as well. So I always say that, you know, if we don't tell our story, or if we don't share, you know, people don't know. And if it's only been shared on the club platform and not shared to a wider audience, you know, we are limiting our ability to reach more people. So always encourage your members. And I always say that it's important that when you post it on your club platforms, let your members share from that platform, so that, you know, that way you're also driving traffic to your club. So now let's look at our brand as Lions. You know, what is the Lions brand? Before I go on, I want, and you can just put in the chat box here, what's the difference between Lions Clubs International and Lions International? Just type in the chat box, and if you want to speak,
The question
just
again, ma.
put up your hand out. What is the difference between Lions Clubs International and Lions International? I can't see any hand, and I can't see anything in the chat box. So.
May I?
Yes, go on.
Okay. Lions International is a combination of Lions Club and then the SCIF, but the use for branding Lions International is for external use. Like when you create your flyers, you use Lions International. Then when you want to do internal administrative stuff, you use Lions Club International. Like maybe the DG sending a letter to clubs, then he can head it Lions Club International. So one is for external, the other one is internal. That's what I understand by it.
Yeah, thank you. So Lions, okay, I see a couple of yeah, Lions International is only LCI and Lions Club International. No, Nena, okay. And my DG says LCI.
Nice try, ma.
That you must show your maths background there. LCI plus LCI is equals to LI. Absolutely. So Lions Clubs International. Yes, please go on. Apologies.
Yes, ma. I want to say that there is no. I want to say there is no difference between the two, ma.
Okay. Thank you. So actually, there's a bit of a difference between the two, you know, and both my DG and Lion Kojo have shared a bit, you know. Lions Clubs International speaks to just Lions Clubs, you know, and that's pretty much, you know, a formal or legal name for Lions Clubs, for the association as a collection of clubs, you know. But on the other hand, Lions International is all of us and the foundation. So the clubs and the foundation. And most times, you know, we use Lions International as the, you know, forward-facing branding identity that we want to showcase, because we are saying this is who we are. We are Lions Clubs International, and we have our Lions Clubs International Foundation, which also complements the work that Lions Clubs International does. So it's 1 + 1 = 1 in some way, yeah? So let's understand the difference. And so our brand, when we talk about Lions International, we're talking about Lions Clubs and also our foundation. Yeah, and it's important that we jealously guard our brand, because it is how people feel about us. When people that have been impacted positively, once they see our logo or name anywhere, it warms their heart, because perhaps they've benefited from an eye screening or a book donation or a diabetes screening, or being treated in a hospital that was built by Lions. There's so much that many people, would feel, that would remember when they see the Lions brand. We don't want them to remember the negatives, but only the positives. Yeah, our brand reflects what we stand for: service, leadership, impact, compassion. Consistency is important, because that is the only way we can retain that recognition that we have built over the years. You realize that even though some of the colors on our logo has evolved, but it has been consistent. Yeah, and these, what we see on the screen now are our logos, and they have been adapted for different purposes, so we can utilize them depending on what it is we are using it for, because sometimes the format in which you are using a logo will determine which color is most suitable. So whatever we do, we should ensure that we utilize the right logo. And it's easy to get this logo in the different fonts and different styles and different colors on the Lions website. And we also do have a brand guideline. And in the brand guidelines, it clearly states how you would use the logo and other Lions collaterals. There are certain things you cannot do. You cannot alter the logo in any way. So it's important that we ensure that we abide by these brand guidelines when we utilize our logo. And interestingly, the international president this year was very particular that he does not want to see his pin or his logo printed on any material. That is very deliberate, because he wants us to promote the Lions brand as well. So people see the Lions logo and recognize it, and there's no confusion. Yeah, so it's very important that we utilize the right logo, in the right format. These are Global Causes logo, and I'm sure most of us know this logo. So I mean, if you're carrying out initiatives around this, you think it would add color to your materials, these are the logos for each of our global causes. And all these materials are available on the website. It's easy to download. So I want to urge us, because sometimes you see certain promotional materials that are produced and the logo is blurry or the wrong logo. Once you download the logo from the website, you get a high resolution image, and that adds to the beauty of your materials. So please, if you haven't downloaded it, ensure you do so. And if at any point in time you're engaging a printer, all you need to do is send him or her the link to the website, and they're able to download a high resolution copy of the logo for their use. So now let's come back to the use of social media for Lions. Why is it important? Let me even say 99% of us are living online. We are working from our phones, we are doing our businesses from our phones on social media, so that is a large audience. And it's important that we leverage on that. You know, like I said, it's one of the cheapest means of showcasing your brand, of marketing your brand, and also of recruiting members. Because when a club shares their story, you can imagine how far that story will go. It's not going to be limited to your community or your country, it's going to be global. So there's nothing that should stop us from leveraging on social media, yeah, because it's key. Even for fundraising initiatives, you can utilize social media for fundraising as well, you know. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, please do. I'd always give an example in my club. I mean, we've done fundraisers online. We have diabetes run that, you know, we promote online. Sometimes we have people that sign up and donate from different parts of the world that do not necessarily know us directly, but they've seen, you know, I want to support a particular cause. Yeah. So it's important that we leverage on this to grow our network and to reach a wider audience. And looking at social media, you know, certain platforms are suitable for certain kind of interaction, you know. So for Facebook, Facebook is very good when you want to build a community because you have opportunities to have groups, and that enhances interactions. You can also promote events through Facebook events, and that, I think, I don't know what others think, but I think Facebook is the most popular social media. You know, both the young and old are on Facebook. You know, and I do know that you have quite a number of other platforms. I mean, more than what I have on this slide deck now, yeah? So many have come up that I cannot even keep up, you know? Instagram is very good with visuals, with videos, with the reels now, you know? People, I have noticed, are, you know, taking to reels and are always viewing those reels. So you can put a collection of your pictures and turn them into reels, you know, with a very nice audio, and stream that on social media. And the good thing is that these things are integrated, because you can have it in a way that when you post on Facebook or Instagram, you know, it goes to each other. So it doesn't mean that you're having to do both. WhatsApp, it's pretty much for internal communication, because if people do not have your number, they don't see maybe your status, you know, and I mean, you can't send them messages and they respond. So that's it. And if you want to really look out for partnerships, especially for corporate, then Twitter and LinkedIn are your go-to places, because you have a lot of corporate organizations that are very active on that space. I mean, when people are looking for work, the first place you go to is LinkedIn. So if you're looking for corporates to partner with, then you want to build a presence on LinkedIn as well. I mean, Lions International, we're very active on LinkedIn. So there's nothing that stops clubs as well, you know, from opening LinkedIn pages. So it's important that you leverage on any of these platforms that is suitable for your club. What is it you want to post? Photos of your activities or your projects, before and after moments, because those are very compelling. You know, imagine if you renovate a school and you put the before picture of a dilapidated building, broken floors and all that, you know, and then after you're done, you put the well renovated, painted, nice windows, you know, whiteboard, chairs, fan, or even AC. You can imagine the impact that will make when people see the before and after. Is usually very appealing. Then you want to also tell member stories so that it's relatable, so that people see you as humans as well. Yeah, because sometimes people feel, oh, you're superhuman, or you know, you must be very rich to want to be giving out. But when members tell their story and you share, it will also, you know, resonate with some other people that might then lead them to joining. That's why earlier I talked about the fact that what is your lion story? So maybe you want to run a campaign on your club social media featuring your members, so they all share their own lion stories. Why are they lions? What impact does it make? What kind of satisfaction do they derive from being lions? Yeah, those are key things, some of the things that we're able to share on our social media platforms. Event invites, if you're having an investiture or a fundraiser, if you're having an activity and you want to call for more volunteers, if you're doing something that is very hands-on and you need more volunteers to join, you can put those as well on your social media pages. Yeah, I mean, you can celebrate Lions Days. For a lot of us in 404A3, we in this Lions Year, we've been very particular and deliberate about commemorating a lot of international days. So you have International Day for Peace, International Day for the Elderly, International Day for Charity. There's World Food Day coming up. You know, there's World Suicide Prevention Day. There's so many of these days. So people also see that you're aligned with a lot of these global causes and global initiatives, you know, that we can also leverage on to celebrate. And when you're putting up a post, you know, you have to ensure that 3 key things are featured. Who are we serving? Why do we care? What impact have we made? You know, when you use such testimonials, such stories with good pictures, you know, it's usually attention grabbing. I talked about the fact that hashtags are very important because they help people locate you. And I think for the tech people, I think it helps with your SEO as well. So ensure you utilize a lot of this. I mean, for what we have here, we posted it on our social media, and it's like at EJ Primary School, we saw joy in children's faces as we handed them new exercise book. A small gift, but one that empowers them to write their way to a brighter future. Together, we're making a difference, one book at a time. Grateful to all who support our mission to educate and uplift the next generation. And we put all our hashtags there. You know, so in this caption, we've been able to say where we serve, who we serve, why we're doing so, what impact we were able to make. So that's important. And to maximize the opportunity provided by social media, high quality photos. We cannot overemphasize the importance of high quality photos. You know, you should tag partners and other Lions pages as well. That way you amplify your reach. Yeah, use 3 to 5 hashtags, relevant hashtags. Yeah, when people comment on your post, respond to those comments. Yeah, so it's not just people talking to themselves, but you are also interacting and engaging. That's the way you're able to also convert some of these individuals to members or partners or sponsors. And it's important that you also plan. You know, it's not just about opening a social media, but having a content plan is very, very important. Yeah, so maybe you want to have a monthly or quarterly content plan that say maybe week 1 you want to highlight service projects, and in week 2 you want to spotlight your members. In week 3 you want to maybe showcase an upcoming event, maybe a service activity that you have or a call to action. You know, week 4 you might say, oh, we want to appreciate all our partners and benefactors. You know, it's important that you plan for these things, because when you don't plan, then you are just very haphazard and not strategic in your posting. And you should bear in mind that, you know, small efforts that are carried out consistently are better than big ones that are not frequent. So consistency is very, very key. Every little you do would eventually yield some positive outcomes. It's important that we don't overpost or underpost. You know, sometimes when you go to some clubs' Facebook, maybe the last time they posted was 1980, you know, then they will post now and then they won't post again till 2035. You know, so it's important that you don't underpost, because people will easily forget you. And don't overpost, you know, because sometimes maybe you see some people who in a day they have 10 posts
Can't hear you again, no.
Sorry, you lost me for a bit. The network did its thing. Okay, I spoke about this. Don't use unapproved logos. I've shared about our Alliance logo and the fact that you should use the correct version. Yeah. And these are some tools that we can leverage on. Yeah. And they save time and they help improve the quality of the work that you do. Technology is not on my side this evening. It's raining. It's been raining all day, so that must be what's affecting. So I talked about Canva. Canva will help you with your designs, and I mean, there's the free version. So some basic designs you can easily utilize Canva. You know, we also do have the Meta Business Suite. You know, I talked about the fact that you're able to post on Instagram, and it will go onto Facebook. With the Business Suite, you're able to do that. You're also able to schedule your posts. So if you have planned posts, you have your content calendar, you can just easily on one day schedule the post for the next couple of weeks, and automatically on those days it will post. And Google Photos will also help you organize your pictures. So most clubs, I believe, have email addresses. You can just use Google Photos as your archive, because you're also able to store your photos there and all, and easily retrieve them when you need. For shorten links, when you're carrying out activities or meetings and you want to share links or links to any of your posts, you can also utilize Bitly. And we have the Lions social media kit. If you haven't used that as a club, I would encourage you to do so. I always say, that Lions International just helps to make our work easier. They appreciate the fact that we are volunteers and they don't want to overburden us. So you have a lot of toolkits that you can utilize. If you're planning anything, if you want to showcase any activity, you have a toolkit that has templates that you can just edit, adapt it to your club and utilize. So if you're not using those, I want to encourage you to take a look at them. They are all available on the website. ChatGPT, for those that are not using ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools, I think you're also doing yourself this service. So it will help you to generate content, to generate ideas, to also generate templates. So that makes it easier for you. All you need to do is adapt it to your situation, because it might not necessarily generate something that suits what you need. So it's important, as we go back to our clubs, to take bold steps towards telling our stories as Lions, our personal stories, our club stories, stories of the impact that we make. If as a club you haven't set out a goal for this year in terms of how you want to project your club, then this is a call to action that you should try and do so. Come up with a SMART goal, like we always say. It could be something simple as, would increase our Facebook followers by 30% by the end of June. It could be that we don't even have a social media page. We want to create a social media page. Yeah, it could be a story to celebrate the impact that you've made. So it's important that we do so. And again, going back to the resources on Lions International, we do have an action plan template that can help guide you with that. So linking all we've said to membership growth and mission 1.5, at the beginning, I made mention of the fact that how we tell our story will translate into how much we're able to attract new members. Yeah. So we need to also be very deliberate and strategic in our kind of storytelling, because we also do have a goal in mind. Are we showcasing the diversity and inclusivity of our clubs? Yeah. That way, people know that our clubs are welcoming, we are accommodating. So it's important that we do so. Do we have a very clear recruitment message? Are we asking? You know, we have this popular Lions flyer. I think it says "Ask One" or something like that. Are we asking? Because sometimes if you do not ask, you don't get. Even the Bible, again, Matthew 7:7, I think they say, "Ask and you shall receive." Some people do not even ask. So when you put out a message about your service, blah blah blah, you know, you might just end with a line that says, "Would you want to join us?" Then people will know that okay, they are open to other people joining, you know, and that might pique their interest. Let's again use branded flyers, wear our branded apparels as well, because I mean we are only showcasing ourselves. And I talked about member stories as well. Share testimonials and stories from your members as to the impact the Lions, being Lions, has had. Because if they share those stories, that would also appeal to an audience. I'll just give a sample of what my club has used. This is a flyer. And again, going back to the toolkit, we adapted this from one of the social media toolkits on the website, yeah, and just owned it as our club. And we said service is our language and humanity is our mission. Lagos Phoenix Lions are transforming lives, one act of kindness at a time. If you're service-minded and want to make a difference, join us today. You know, so there's a clear call to action here. We are looking for people to join us if you are like minds and you want to serve. Yeah. You also want to utilize your branding to boost engagement within your community, because people want to know that you are a partner that can bring solutions. Yeah, you can work with them to come up with tailor-made solutions to issues or challenges within those communities, you know. And in doing so, for some events, you might co-brand, you know, with communities. I've participated in a very massive eye screening that was in partnership with the local government. You know, the club brought some money, the local government provided the canopies, chairs, and refreshments and all that. So that was us collaborating with the local government, and that's possible across very many communities. You know, there are influencers, media, businesses that you can also collaborate with. When you have partnership with some of these organizations, you know, they bring their own you know, strengths to the partnership, and it only complements what we are doing as Lions. And I think also when we frame some projects or activities as a movement, you know, you'd see more people keying in. I mean, we do have our Lions Weeks of Service, and we're starting off with mental health in October. And, you know, we've been promoting the hashtag Lions for Mental Health, you know, and leveraging on some of these hashtags makes it, you know, a kind of a movement, and you see people, you know, wanting to be associated with a lot of this. So that is something we can also leverage on. So some quick tips that I want to leave us with here is always wear your lapel pins, have your story, your elevator pitch, because you never know who you'll be chance to, you know, speak to. Keep social media active, both for your personal ones. Please promote your club activities or Lions International activities on your social media as well, and also do so for your club. Yeah. Recognize your members publicly. I talked about, you know, getting testimonials. That's key. And then invest in storytelling training. You know, you're able to catch people's attention with how you craft your story. That's very, very critical. Yeah. So as we leave, I mean, my charge to everyone is that we should be mindful of the fact that every one of us as a Lion is the face of our brand. Yeah. We are the face of our brand. How are we projecting? How are we promoting this brand? Strong branding would grow our membership and accelerate our impact. That's very, very key. Yeah, I always would refer people to Mother Teresa's words that says, do small things with great love, you know? So branding is about making those small acts that we carry out visible so that they inspire others. So my question to you is, what will you change personally as a club? And I want us to put that in the chat box. What will you do differently to enhance our Lions brand? No one is saying anything. So no one is doing anything differently. What are we going to do differently to enhance our Lions brand?
In Lionism. So what we can do differently as a leader in the Lionism, you can celebrate members during their birthday time, you know, we celebrate each member. So at least that one will give encouragement to members so that they serve accordingly. So that is just my takes for now.
Absolutely. So what was your club? I'll look out for how your club is celebrating members. Yeah.
Ikodu Diamonds Lions Club.
Okay. You are my people. I'll find you. Damilola says more publicity of the Lions logo and less. That's key.
Okay.
Aditi says we can post service projects more frequently. Yes, don't hide it and don't just circulate it on the district WhatsApp platform. Share it, you know, so more people see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lion Kojo says put more effort on publicity. That's key. Yeah, we want to attract positive publicity for ourselves. Yes, Lion also says utilize social media. That's very, very key. We have to leverage on social media. It's cheap. Yeah,
we can
direct membership drive.
Go on the publicity on radio programming.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no limit to what we are able to do. I always talk about the fact that, you know, it's all about being very deliberate. It's all about planning for these things. And when you do so, you know, you are able to achieve. You can only limit yourself. Yeah. Make meetings worth attending, fun, welfare of members taken as a priority. Of course, we cannot overemphasize on that. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you and to remind you that your story is your strength. So share it boldly. And that applies to us as Lions. Our story is our strength as an association, and we have to share it boldly. We have to share it proudly. And that's the only way we're able to make impact. So I encourage every one of us to go out there, share our story, and share it with pride. Thank you. And I'll take any questions now.
Thank you so very much, my darling Lion Joyce. Fellow Lions, yes, I saw a lot of comments and Lion Joyce has taken most of them. So we're inviting people to ask questions. If you have questions, maybe you show by a raise of hand so that we can give you the floor to speak. I can't see any hand up for right now. If you have questions, if you have comments, please show by a raise of hand. We don't have questions. We don't have comments. So Lion Joyce, oh, okay. Lion Kojo, yes, I can see your hand. My ID's hand is up. Oh. Okay, Lion Kojo, please, let's hear my ID first. My ID, ma.
Thank you very much. And big thanks to Lion Joyce Akpata for the expository on how to share our stories proudly, make it more appealing, and make it attractive. One thing I have discovered, and like somebody said Matthew 7:7, maybe it was the speaker herself. I also, in that same book, will tell you we overcome by the word of our testimonies. When you share stories, it's like you are sharing your testimony. See what Lionism has done for me. See what Lionism has done for my community. See what Lions Clubs International has brought to my community. I used to be shy before, but now I can speak in the public. So many good stories to tell. Is it to stories on eye conservatory and preservatory? Is it stories on how we feed those who cannot afford to have 3 square meals a day? Is it stories on how we save the environment or fight for the environment? We have so many stories that, if told rightly, proudly, simply, we have that tendency to attract more hands, more passionate members of the public who are probably looking for other like minds to join hands with to make the world better than they met it. So I cannot overemphasize what this topic will do to us if we do it very, very well. We will grow. The community will be better served. The impact that we had before apparently will be increased. And the stories, the beautiful thing about Lion Story is that the more of humanitarian causes that LCI adds to us, the more stories we tell. Meaning that the story you told last year will be different or slightly different because last year or 2 years back, there was no mental health. Now mental health is added. You have more stories to tell. It's a challenge to each and every one of us. And I joined Lion Joyce Womet and the organizers of this presentation to let us know that Mission 1.5 is not just about numbers, but it's about people we touch. It's about how we set out to reach those people. And this is a very, very good way. The media is out there for us. Many of us are active on all the social media, TikTok, Instagram, just name it. Some of us are just born. We have the flair for it. So don't let us just use it for socials. Let us also extend it to this association that we are so passionate about. Once again, thank you. And I want to say that I enjoyed every minute that I stayed with you. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, my ID.
Thank you so much.
Lion Kojo, please, you have the floor. Lion Kojo, are you still there?
If he's not there, I think we also have. Okay. Is he?
No, I'm not sure he's the one talking. Okay. My PCC, no, I can see your hand up, sir. Please speak. Oh, okay, I can also see Lion Sage. Oh, Lion Kojo, are you there now?
Let me come after the PCC. Let me defer to senior life.
Thank you so much, Lion Kojo. My ID, I salute you, my DG.
Thank you very much, Lion Kojo.
Lion Joyce, You know, ID has a resonamed you, but I want to thank all my leaders. Now, my takeaway from the discussions that I enjoyed, unfortunately, I joined a bit late, but my takeaway from what you have said is that we do a lot of postings on social media and in all the media. But each time I do a physical lion activity, I borrow a leaf from the born again Christian movement. So each time I do a lion activity, either I'm conducting an induction or I'm conducting guest speakership or whatever. Anytime I do a public Lions event that has non-lion gatherings, when I finish telling the story, I do the altar call, which is to ask all the people who are listening to me, the one who want to give their life to the Lord by joining the Lions movement, should please come forward. So, but my takeaway from what you have said this night is that even when we do posts in social media and all the media, whichever media, we should, our byline should be to do the altar call, which is to say, come and join us. That's my takeaway. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, my SSA. Lion Kojo, thank you. Thank you. Please, you can speak now.
It has got to my turn.
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Mine is I always try to bring as much information I have to every lion to improve them. Sorry, excuse me, I have a code. You know, when you were talking, you talked about Canva, and there's a free version of it. That version is very limited, but what the district or the MD can do is to get the Canva has a price for non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and once you pay, they give you a link that every marketing chair can have access to that Canva, or anybody that is open to, and then they can use it to create their flyers. Once you pay, they have a special discount for NGOs. So the multiple district can afford to buy that and then distribute it and give access to all the marketing chairs the opportunity to go in there and create flyers. Now, coming to branding, which I am big on branding, a lot has to be done, starting from the district governors and the marketing chairs. The marketing chairs, there's need for them to be properly trained on branding. Because this morning I saw a flyer that had 7 logos on it. And then I saw a First District Advisory meeting flyer that had almost 12 pictures on it. There is no way you will put that flyer out there and then people are struggling to read what you want to talk about. Instead of looking for the subject, you are looking at pictures and trying to locate who you have to deal with. And then social media, even if you utilize your social media well, you can even make money out of it. If you post good content on your YouTube, there's a percentage of views that you will have. You start making returns out of those projections you put out there. So ensure that when you are opening your social media pages, you are using the club's email address, not personal addresses. Because sometimes, like Uncle Joe might open the social media page for Ikeja exclusive, and tomorrow we quarrel and I leave the club and I go away with the password. I'm definitely going to destroy that page. But if it's a club email, you can't destroy it. If you go away with it, they just have to change the password and continue from where you have stopped. I've seen a lot of clubs having 4 or 5 different social media pages, all because those who opened it walked away and they killed it. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Always bringing information. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Brother.
Okay, Lions, Seidu Adeboye, I can see your hand up. Please, you have the floor. Lion Seidu, are you there?
I'm still here. Thank you very much, my DG, I would say.
Please
I
go
just have
ahead.
a little comment, and my comment is just, I want to say thank you to Lion Joyce Apata again. She's always been there. She's always very wonderful. And every time she takes up the podium to speak or do any training, it's always very, very enlightening. Thank you very much. I just wanted to add to one thing that she said. She was talking about sharing your activities on LinkedIn, on LinkedIn and other social media. I want to say you can even share from WhatsApp to Facebook and Instagram. If you post on WhatsApp, you can share straight to Facebook and Instagram because they are all on Meta. They are all Meta family. So it's easier, even if you don't know too much, just do it on WhatsApp and you can go from there to the other side. Branding for anything you do is life. Whatever you want to do, brand it properly. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lion Seidu. Lion Joyce, we have some other comments in the chat room. I'll try to run through some of them. Lion Osaronque says, many of us don't know innocently how to capture content, photo or video, which is correct.
So I think she's throwing that back to you, my DGLT. The district should organize training for photography.
Yes, the district should organize training on photography. Okay, we'll see what can be done about that. I'm not sure how that can happen, but we'll see what can be done about that.
I think my DG has done something on that before.
Yes, she has. I remember.
She's
yes,
done
she did.
On capturing, one of the learning labs, so we can.
It did. Yes, we'll go back to it. Improve more on publicity through. Okay, I think we've seen these ones. Okay. Yeah. Lion Joyce, I don't know. I don't know what to say. My sister, any day. Thank you again for the allowing us share from your knowledge bank. God bless you. Each time I call upon you, you are always there. And I want to really, really appreciate you. Thank you very much for the knowledge you just imparted. I'm sure that just like me, many of us have so many takeaways from today's session. And I want to say that we're really, really grateful. Lion Sylvia Effa, I think you're still here. Please kindly help us give a vote of thanks to Lion Joyce and to every other person here. Thank you so much, Lion Sylvia. Lion Sylvia, you still here? No, I doubt if she's here. I doubt if she's still here. So Lion Joyce, on behalf of everyone here, I say a very huge thank you. I thank my seniors here, my ID, my PCC, past DGs, all the seniors here. I thank you, fellow Lions, for making our time to join. We are grateful. It's a learning platform. We always like to come together, learn, share knowledge. I'm sure we're all taking away something from here today. Thanks to Lion Joyce. Thanks to everybody that contributed. We truly appreciate everyone's effort and presence. My DG, God bless you as well. Thank you very much, fellow Lions. Please, kindly turn on your cameras. Usually, we like taking photographs, at the end of every session. Please always also check the attendance. The sheet has been dropped on the chat room. Kindly ensure that you fill out the attendance as well. So at least we'll have a record showing that you attended the session. The link has been dropped on the chat room. Lion Franklin, please, you can drop it again for those who didn't get it all the while we've been dropping. Everyone, please oblige us, turn on your cameras. Lion Frank, please let us know when you're ready to.
Okay, I'm taking pictures now. I'm taking pictures now.
Okay. Are you seeing everybody's camera on, or at least most people's camera on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope people are smiling. So you let us know when you're done.
I'm done.
I've seen those that are relaxing. Okay.
I'm done.
Thank you very much, everyone. Please remember to fill the attendance. Oh, somebody says they don't have the attendance. Okay, I just dropped it again. Please ensure you fill out the attendance. I'm seeing so many beautiful faces here. Thank you all for
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Lion Rotimo, I've not seen your face in a while. So it's good I'm seeing you.
Yes, I've seen so many. Lioness, I've seen so many faces.